Hi, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching and the Help of Academy Sports Coach 2022. I want to talk to you about a session that I put together based on a book that we have available on the website called 30 Finishing Rondos by Luca Bertolini. Really great book in that I didn't think I would ever do them again because I had one drill that I had in my high school coach used to call them dream drills that he would just be like, I thought about this last night. I think it's going to really work out. And they generally were, once in a while, there's some diamonds in the rough, but there's definitely some drills where it was like, someone's going to get hurt. I don't know what we're doing here. Just playing blind balls. And that's kind of what I had. I had two rondos going at the same time. If one rondo completed enough passes, the players would then break out, or the players in the middle, if they could break out, then they could release, and the defenders on the other side then had to break out and defend them. And it was just really overcomplicated. And I've kind of always thought about that rondos is like, early on I was like, okay, rondos is a circle, we're passing around. It has to always be implementing something like that, like the freewheeling, do whatever you want, make decisions within the grid, rondo, and then you're just throwing like a net next to it and be like, okay, after 5 passes, shoot. That's this book kind of gave me the concept of like, well, that's really a flawed way of thinking, and shooting rondos can be used in a variety of different ways that aren't just like, okay, just simply we're just having a circle of guys here, and then eventually after 5 passes, we're going to take a shot on that. But I would start the session off with a rondo. One of the things I most recently read in a book called Coach's Guide to Teaching by Doug Lemov, one of the things he discussed was the concept of the rondo being both a technical and tactical tool, but as well as a social experience. So you get in the rondo, everyone's chatting, going over things. So what they had was the coach would allow the players to stay off to the side, doing their own rondo. It was fun, kind of freewheeling, doing whatever you want. But then the players knew, and they created an atmosphere where as soon as the coach walked over, the rondo then became much more serious rondo. No more crazy flicks, no more pulling the guy's shirt when you've been in for too long, something along those lines. It got serious, and there were certain things and rules that kind of flicked on. It was two touch. There was communication, there was movement. So it was implementing like, hey, this game's fun, but we have to turn on and get it to work, and showing the duality of the rondo and the two ways it can be utilized. So that beyond the session, I just think this was a really interesting concept that I don't know if it work with every single club, and it's kind of for your culture and dynamic, especially with some of the younger players, it's hard to turn them from, all right, we're fooling around to, okay, now we're trying to get serious and then try to get a session out of it. But, definitely with high school age teams, it gives them the free will and like, hey, shake things off from when you're at school. We're going to get started now, and then kind of transition into a soccer specific thing. So then you have the rondo here and you jump into it. The next one, we're going to add a goal. Okay. But the way I really liked how it explained how he used in the book when he utilized these goals was we're creating passing patterns that we want to see within the rondo. Where can I find this goal? There it is. Oh my gosh. So we'll have defender. Okay. And let's say, there's a ton of different situations that are in the book. All that can be used, based on what you're trying to do. But just to give you a basic concept of what that would look like, maybe we're playing a rondo on 3 sides here, with the 4th side being the goal. And we're playing a rondo. And the only way you can score from this rondo is if you can make a run in between these players. Okay, so maybe yellow gets a point if they win the ball. But black is trying to move the ball around the perimeter, moving the ball around, but we're waiting for that decisive cutting run. So he steps a little too tight, he stays a little too far back. We split them. If you split them, you can create a shot. So we're doing a shooting rondo. We're getting a lot of shots off, hopefully, because we're numbers up. We're not just being like cone to cone. Okay, you run here, I pass to you, and we score. There's time and place for it. But with this, we're trying to get them active and trying to see them, the way I kind of understand learning from what I've read and being a teacher and a coach for so long is understanding something isn't just being able to repeat it. It's being able to utilize it in the correct situation at the correct time. So that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking to create as many situations. So when the time comes in a game, they've seen something similar to this, and they can take that. Hey, in this situation, I made this cutting run here. I took on my left foot, and I scored. Or in this situation, I delayed my run a little too late. And the ball got picked off, and the drill was over. Coach talked to me about it. We're just trying to give them, hey, I can't tell you you're going to be in this position at this time and it's going to happen, but I can create a randomness where hopefully enough of those hit where they have that situation in their brain and they can go and then attack and utilize in the game. So we're recreating situations here. Maybe we want to pass out wide. So maybe we have a neutral player on the corners here. And the ball has to be played to them. If they lose possession, yellow loses a point. If the ball is passed to them and it goes out of bounds, yellow gets a point or something along those lines. You could have one where it has to go side to side, so we're looking to transition quickly. It has to be a one-timer down low from here if we're looking for shots from wide areas and getting our wingers in the attacking. It's kind of really up to you what you're trying to get across. But just some examples of how you can utilize that there. And then we'll switch now. We'll have two grids. Stop with the goal. Backwards here. Okay. And we'll have numbers up here. We'll have 3v2, 4v2, whatever works for your session, what you're trying to get across, what your numbers are, what talent-wise you have, ability, all of that stuff. So one more here. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's just facing the wrong way. He's a mess. And a ball over here. Okay. Now, yellow team will have goalies in as well. Yellow team is trying to score. On these, they can only score after a certain number of passes, so we're making sure that there's ball rotation. It's not just a 4v2 naturally. There's ball rotation. They're trying to keep possession until they can find a shot on goal. Okay, maybe we create an offsides line so they're not blasting their keeper. It can't go. The rondo has to occur over here. You can't shoot in here. You can score on your fifth pass. The fifth pass can be the one-timer into goal, whatever it is. So they're trying to maintain possession. Okay, but if black is able to win the ball, they're able to pass the ball over to their side. Okay, now we have two balls on the side in a 4v2, and we double our chances to score. So we're trying to create a rondo, and we're creating. Whenever the rondo fails, okay, without that possession, and you don't possess to get to the shot off. Whenever it fails, we look to win the ball, transition quickly, and we're getting a numbers up situation over here. Okay, so ball can be rotated. Then you have double the chances of getting 5 passes. If you lose the ball, you have another one. You can use the distraction where it is, and then you can go to goal. So basically, if you make a mistake, you're kind of giving up the possession and showing the other side what they can utilize. Okay. And then what I would do from here on out is I would maybe make a half field game, make it small sided, wherever it is, trying to transition the rondo being, okay, we're just moving the ball to moving the ball in possession and understanding what we need to do. Maybe we play a keep away game. We have a keep away game of 5v5 in here. And we got goals out here. And every time your team is able to complete the 5 passes, you can go to goal, things like that. So again, we're creating that rotation, the passing around, the rondo situation. We're getting a little more fluid here, and then transitioning it fully to a full-sided game. Okay, so it's not like a crazy concept. Okay, all right, you do 5 passes, you can go to goal. But we're just making it again. We're going from a rondo where it's very compact. Now it's a keep-away game. It's a little bit bigger. Still taking that idea of possession-based to create opportunities for shots, not just rushing back and forth. And then hopefully what you'd see in the game is you would see a little bit more of a possession style. You wouldn't see every pass going forward, regardless what the best decision to make is. You'd see transition the ball from side to side, using pivots and things like that. And that would be kind of the barometer of if this session really came off for you. So again, with the help of Academy Sports Coach 2022, my name is Matt Carroll, World Class Coaching. I'm struggling tonight. And we reviewed a session based on the book 30 Finishing Rondos by Luca Bertolini. That will be available in the comment section if you want to check that out. If you have any other shooting drills that are way better than the one that I had dreamed up and it was an absolute failure, definitely put them into the comment section. We'll check those out. So again, my name is Matt Carroll, and I hope this session finds you well.